When you have a loved one in the military, you never know if you will receive the good or worst news in the world. But today, we'll be showing you soldiers coming home to make your day a little brighter. So hurry up and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell to get started. This girl sees something that can't possibly be real, and something inside her snaps. Her sisters miraculously managed to come home to see her graduate. For real. Can you imagine how a mom who hasn't seen her child in 74 days must feel? Exactly. More than anything, this mother was afraid of never seeing her son again, but he came to personally put her mind at ease. What can a soldier do when he knows his family's expecting his arrival? That's right, come back even earlier and surprise everyone while they're busy preparing a surprise themselves. This guy hasn't seen his dad in so long that he didn't even recognize him when he suddenly came home in the middle of the night. I really hope they make up for all the lost time together. For 6 months, this curly little one had been imagining running toward her dad and giving him a big hug. All he had to do was to keep his word and come back to her. And he did. While everyone thought that this girl was running to hug her friend at graduation, she was actually headed straight towards the most important person in her life, her dad. This man had no idea that dinner with his daughter was about to turn into dinner with the whole family. Look at how he picks up his military son as if he were a little boy. This girl was told that there was a special surprise waiting for her outside. It didn't even occur to her that it would be her father. I sincerely hope that they will never have to be apart again. The hardest thing about being separated from your girlfriend is surviving those last few seconds before you see her face again. But the surprise was worth it. This good boy simply could not believe that his human had come back, and then the joy became too much for his body. Here's some proof that positive emotions can also be shocking. Check out this girl's reaction to her boyfriend's unexpected return after 6 months of service. Military service separated this girl from her beloved sisters and brother for 6 long months, but now the long-awaited reunion has arrived. I don't think they'll ever let her out of their sight. It takes a few seconds for this girl to realize that her dad is finally picking her up from school today. Just look at those eyes. She can't believe that after 7 months of service, he's here. While this grandmother was getting ready for Christmas, her grandson decided to surprise her from behind. Obviously, he succeeded. This military couple is definitely going to remember their wonderful reunion for the rest of their lives. The greatest gift for any mother is seeing her child, but what if they haven't seen each other in years? Then it becomes a life-changing moment. A military son promised to surprise his dad when he returned from work. And he kept his word in every sense. This is a congratulatory letter that a military brother wrote for his sister because he wasn't going to make it home for her graduation. But the best part of this surprise was waiting for her at the end. This girl's mother told her that a big gift had arrived for her and her sister, and it was waiting for them right outside the door. They couldn't have imagined a better one. This student shows his classmates what his military father once taught him, how to apply a tourniquet. Guess who he's showing it off on now? This soldier decided to make his return from the army not just special, but unforgettable for his girlfriend. From now on, this will be an anniversary celebration for them. There's only one flight that matters to this woman, the one carrying her husband, whom she hasn't seen in 8 months. How long do you think you'd need to go without seeing your son to react like this to his return home? The correct answer is about a year. After 8 months of service, this military man was able to come home for just a couple of days. But for this good boy, that's enough, because in the arms of his owner, time stands still. There are plenty of gifts that this large box could be holding, but none of them would bring as much joy to this family as the return of this soldier. This soldier won't be getting any of the 366 days spent apart from her four-legged friend back, but now they have the rest of their lives ahead of them. If you haven't been touched by a sweet reunion in this video yet, this one's for you. After 6 months apart, this girl was as nervous as the first time she met her man. This soldier only had a couple of days on leave, but he didn't mind spending some time preparing a surprise for his daughter. Truly, the greatest gift for a child is to have their parents with them. This soldier's granny was afraid she would never see her grandson return home from the service. But 1 year later, they finally made it, and she fainted with joy. But don't worry, she'll be fine. A military father of 3 couldn't wait for his kids to come home from school, so he decided to go to their school. It was the best day ever. What can melt the heart of even the toughest man? The return of his beloved daughter from the army.
Holy you gotta be kidding me! Oh my God!
An F-16 pilot had to be away from his wife for 5 long months. Now, his last flight is over, and she's never letting him out of her arms again. This girl doesn't know about the surprise her dad, whom they haven't seen in 9 months, has planned for her and her brother. Now, unfortunately, he'll have to go back in a couple of days, but this reunion will help warm their hearts in the meantime. This woman knew that long-distance relationships were tough, but if your bond is strong enough, you'll eagerly count the days until your military boyfriend comes home. For this soldier, this was the last time he would be coming home to his girlfriend. Because from now on, she would be his wife. Think military parents are the only ones who surprise their kids at school? Well, take a look at this Spanish teacher and her reaction when her daughter suddenly shows up. No, these children aren't getting a present from Santa, and it's not their birthday. It's an even more special day for them because Dad has come home from duty to give them a big hug. What could have made this man turn around and leave so quickly? Just an attempt to hide his tears of joy at his military girlfriend's return home. He hasn't seen her in 6 months. This boy couldn't figure out why his mom was recording him until he saw who was getting out of the car. Look, even the dog is super excited. This young soldier has just returned from Afghanistan and went straight to his mother's place of work to surprise her. You can feel the love and joy through the screen. Graduation is always an unforgettable experience, especially when your little sister has the honor of tapping you out. Now they can hug as much as they want. This is the best surprise that a soldier released from service can give to his family and friends. He gave each of them the opportunity to experience this joy personally. This man returned from deployment after a long time without seeing his little girl, and here's how she reacted to Daddy's return. This is Shelby, and it's hard to believe, but she hasn't seen her dad in over 3 years. It's impossible to imagine how she must feel at this long-awaited moment. This soldier surprises his friends at a house party after serving 6 months in the Air Force, and the collective response after seeing him is amazing. This guy couldn't contain his emotions after his military dad surprised him by coming to an important baseball game. Having an older military brother always makes girls feel safe and proud. This case is no exception. This military woman is about to surprise her family with an unexpected group photo. She better get ready for lots of hugs, love, and her father's tears. If you thought military men only surprised their parents or girlfriends, then take a look at this cute moment of a soldier surprising his best friend. I hope we'll be allowed to leave work early. After 2 years of service, this Navy soldier is finally home to surprise his father in a very original way. Watch as virtual reality turns into incredible reality. A military boyfriend promised that he would show up on time to support this cheerleader during her performance, but he couldn't because he had been there the whole time. This woman had already made peace with the fact that her brother wouldn't be able to come to her wedding, but when a soldier gives his word to his family, he makes the impossible happen. This military man found a way to get into the kitchen to ask the most important question to his girlfriend right in the middle of her shift, and she said yes. The hardest part of being a soldier is not seeing your child grow up. Luckily, this Army dad can always be with his son and wife. Maria and Michaela had just performed at a basketball game and thought the most emotional part of the day was over. But Then, their military dad, whom they hadn't seen in 10 months, showed up. When this family was stopped by the police, they were prepared to get in trouble, but not to meet the father, who returned after 4 long months in Afghanistan. Just look how much these two are in love and happy to be in each other's arms. I hope the army won't keep them apart again. And that's all for today. If you cried your eyes out along the way, then leave a like on this video. And be sure to share your own stories about a military family member or friend surprising you. See you in the next video.